Hunting season for the fall and early winter of 2024 is over. And that means it's time to pack up my hunting equipment and talk about a few of the cool new pieces of gear I got to use this year. One of the main ones being this really comfortable heated blind chair from TideWe. I have used this chair in my hunting blind this year, though I haven't gotten many days in the blind, and it's worked really, really well. It has adjustable leveling feet in the front and in the back so that you can get it level and make it so that when you rotate in the chair, your swivel is level all around. And if you'll notice, besides the little bit of crunching on the snow down here, it's silent. It doesn't make any noise when you swivel it. No squeaking or anything, and that is fantastic. It's got a removable cover, and under that, it's got a mesh backing. So if you want to use this in warmer weather, you'll have really good airflow. This version of the stool is heated on the bottom. I found that to be plenty, especially when paired with the garment that I'm wearing under this coat. And I'll show you that in a few minutes here. They do have a new or possibly updated model that has a little bit different leg system, and it has heating zones on the seat and the back that are independently controlled. I would like to get my hands on the cover unit for that chair if it fits this one, and try out the one with 2 heating zones. And I'm hoping that they fixed one of the only problems that I have with this chair, and that is how bright the LEDs are on the heat level indicator. I'm probably not going to be able to show you that really good out here in the light, but let me just show you how the chair functions anyway. So here we have red after I held for 3 seconds. That is on high mode with a full battery that goes right in this compartment here. You can see that. Currently the battery is on 64%, but with a full battery, this is supposed to last about 3 hours on high mode, and I have found that to be pretty accurate. I have not sat with it on high mode for quite that long because it does get really, really warm on your butt and the back of your legs. And I've found that I don't need the high mode most of the time, and I generally click it once and turn it to medium. You can see it's got a white light here, and that gets even brighter. One more click and you've got a blue LED and it's on low mode. Even with the air circulating out in here and me not sitting in the chair, I can feel it getting warm already. It heats up really quickly, which is super nice. Let me turn it off here. I don't know if I mentioned yet, but the chair itself is pretty comfortable. With it level, the only gripe I have is that the base of the chair is flat to what feels like maybe just a little bit tipped forward. And I fixed that in my hunting blind because I was only rotating between here and here by raising the front up just a little bit, and it fixed that problem. Now, when I would rotate the other way, of course, it would be pointing even more down because those front legs were lifted up, but that wasn't a problem in my scenario because I was only using the front 100 degrees or so of rotation. But I did find the chair overall very comfortable to sit in for extended periods of time. It's got armrests, but they're not so big and in the way that you can't lay a gun or a bow across your lap, if that's what you prefer. And they're covered with a material that doesn't make very much noise when you rub up against it. This chair does pack up pretty easily, and it comes with a carrying strap that's attached to the base. I'm just going to slide these legs down, rotate them around, and there's Velcro straps on each side to keep it from rotating while you're carrying it. And then just slip it over your shoulder and you can carry it back and forth to the blind. Now, I left this in the blind all year long, and I wouldn't probably want to carry it with the rest of my gear because it is made out of steel and it's a little bit heavy. That's not a knock on it whatsoever. It's solid, it's sturdy, and I like that. Let's get off the ice, get back up to the shop, and we'll talk about the other piece of heated gear that I've got from TideWe to show you. Right after I did the short on the heated hunting blind chair, TideWe reached out and they said, hey, we saw your short on the chair. Do you want to check out one of our heated jackets or vests as well? And I said, sure, absolutely. This is what they sent me. This is a fleece jacket that is also heated. And they offer this in a pretty cool camo pattern too, but I opted for the black for more everyday wear. And unlike the chair that I've only gotten to use a few times this season, I have been wearing this jacket pretty much every day. It is slightly heavier weight than a lot of fleece jackets that I've had, simply because it's got a couple of layers to it. It's got a fleece lining that's a separate layer from the fleece outside on some parts of it, and it's got kind of a slick inner layer, which you can see on the sleeves right there, and that gives a little bit of wind block, which I really, really like. My wife has worn this jacket several times, and she keeps commenting on how nice it is and how warm it is for the weight, even when you're not using the active heat. But that's the trick to this. It does have heating pads through the chest, through the upper back, and I believe there's one, yeah, I can feel it, right here around the collar, which is really nice. I like that a lot. Let me show you how it works quick, and then we'll talk over a couple details of it. So you unzip this pocket, and there's a cord, just like the pocket on the chair. You'll plug it in. It shows the battery life there. This one's fully charged. Slip it back in the pocket and zip that so it doesn't fall when you bend over or get turned upside down or whatever, which shouldn't happen. And then a 3-second press on the button here turns it into kind of a standby mode where it flashes on and off. I think if you don't press the button, it turns off in 5 minutes. There's specifics about that written on the inside of the jacket, but then you can cycle into the heat mode. So it goes to medium, which is this bright white, low, which is the blue, and then you can get to high mode by cycling it back to the beginning where it turns red. These are also super bright. Let me zoom in here and show you. All right, so this is the red, and it's pretty bright, but not bad. When you go to the white and the blue, they are very, very bright in dark areas. Now, in light areas, of course, it doesn't matter. But in a dark area, like a hunting blind, or when you're driving at night or early in the morning, this is very, very bright. Now, one thing I've found is that sitting in the driver's seat, your seatbelt goes right across it. I'm gonna see if it'll focus really well right here. See these corners? The black coating is starting to wear off of these corners, and there's light getting through. I've only had this for a couple of months, and I think most of that wear is from the seatbelt, coming right across here and going over that button. I think this is only going to get brighter as time goes on. Because it's black, of course, it does pick up hair and stuff, and I'm constantly picking that off, but if I had gone with the camo version, you wouldn't notice. One small nitpick that I have is because it's operated on battery power, the battery bank sits in one pocket and makes the weight uneven from pocket to pocket. It also pokes out a little bit on this side, and it kind of rides right on my belt line, so that it feels like I've got a big thick wallet in that pocket or something. It's not bad. These little 10,000 milliamp power batteries are not heavy by any means. I'm weirdly picky about that sort of thing. Most of you guys aren't going to care about that. The huge benefit to that system is you don't have to rely on these power banks. I've got several 20,000 milliamp power banks, and I've tried a couple of those in both the jacket here and the chair, and they work just fine. There's no problem with them whatsoever. I think TideWe advertises that these have an overheating protection circuit because they do drain pretty quickly. They do have a tendency to heat up just a little bit, and TideWe says that these batteries will automatically shut off if they hit 131 degrees. I think a lot of battery banks have some kind of over temperature protection. but you might want to check that out before you wear an item of clothing with a discharging battery bank in it. Let me show you the inside of the jacket here. Oh, here's the inside. You can see the fleece lining here, and you can see that it's got kind of a slicker lining in the sleeve. This does help your arm to pass through a lot more easily, especially if you're wearing a thicker shirt or a sweater underneath. Your arm can pass through that pretty easily. The only quality issue that I have noticed with this jacket is right inside the sleeve. Partway down the arm, there is a tear in this lining. Now I can sew this up and fix it, but we're going to talk about the price here in a second. If I had paid $90 or more for this jacket, I would be sending this back. TideWe did send this to me free of charge, so I'm just going to fix this up myself and not worry about it. But it does have that rip in the inner lining, and your thumb kind of gets caught on it on the way through. I did let them know about that in the initial email, and they didn't offer to take it back and replace it, but they do say on their website that they guarantee all the products to be free of defects in workmanship, and they will replace them if necessary. So I could send this jacket back and get a replacement for that defect, but to me, it's not even worth the shipping hassle. I'll just stitch that up really quick. That's the jacket. They also do offer the same in a vest without the sleeves, and that might be a little bit nicer for layering if you've got several layers on. Layering is one of the chief benefits of this jacket. Like I was saying earlier, I have worn this under my thick, heavy Arctic Carhartt in colder temperatures, and the active heat this thing puts off is really nicely trapped by a thicker outer jacket. TideWe does also make heated jackets that are bulkier and meant for colder temperatures. But this one works great on its own in moderate temperatures or as a layering piece in lower temperatures. Let's talk about cost for a second for both the jacket and the chair. The chair right now is listed at $179. I think they have this particular model listed as on sale at $159. But it doesn't matter because they're out of stock right now. I don't know if they plan to make more or if they plan to switch completely over to the other model of chair that has the heating elements on the seat and the back, but those are out of stock right now. The jacket is in stock and currently listed as being on sale for $89.99 with a normal price of $109. That is kind of expensive for a fleece jacket, but if you compare that to, say, a Milwaukee heated jacket, those are double the price. Are they worth it? I don't know. I've never used any other brand of heated jacket, but if you're looking at heated jackets, this one works really nicely and is about half the cost of the Milwaukee. In a little bit of looking, I only found one other heated chair online. It looked like a little bit lighter weight design, and it was the same price. So if you're wanting a heated hunting blind chair, I would recommend the TideWe one. I would probably go with the newer model that has the heating pads on the front and the back. Those can be controlled independently in case you want more heat on your back or something like that. So I would probably go with the upgraded model, though I haven't used it myself. I've seen other reviews saying that it works really well. And again, that chair, if it comes back in stock, should be around the $180 price point. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I don't do gear reviews very often, but I am thankful that TideWe sent these two pieces to me. I will continue to use them in my hunting kit, and if I do have any more problems with them in the future, I'll let you guys know. But for now, they seem like solid pieces of kit, and I'm glad to have them for hunting in cooler weather. Thanks again for watching. Y'all have a good one.